Right, let's just see if the microphone's working. Yeah. Right. So what's going on, peeps? Well, not a lot. I've got a cold, a flu virus. Don't think it's the big C. I think I've got a bit of a cold. Had to go out and get some meds today. The old for the old block up nose, smoothers, nasal, and bleaching powders. Bloody expensive, man. Cost me like nearly 15 quid. Just for like 2 packets of these, nasal spray and bleaching powder, bloody shop. These corner shops will rip you off, man, I tell you. I've only had it a couple of days, today ain't too bad. I wasn't sure I was going to come on today, but Rose did say she wants to come on tonight. So just waiting for Rose if she comes on. I have already sent her a text. I think she was going to I asked for that nasal thing, like, the tube one, but they didn't have it. So I had to get the squirty one. Cinex. That one. Yeah, I just sent Rose a text back 5-10 minutes ago saying I'll be on about 10 o'clock. I know that she did say 9 o'clock, but I've been sleeping halfway through the day today, trying to rest up. So I've really been feeling really knackered out. Yeah, just tired and knackered out, really. I had my dinner. I had a kebab, chicken kebab for tonight. I was going to have Chinese, but I couldn't be bothered. So I just bought a kebab, had that for dinner, had that, and took a smoothie. And then also my nose spray, which I'll have to use every now and then. Weird thing is, like, it's only one, the left nostril that's kind of like watery, the other one's kind of like blocked. Really weird. But anyway, I was just checking the messages last night on my phone, those stupid things that come through social media. And a time traveller reckons that was going to be invaded by aliens tonight or today. And, like, I didn't go to bed till early this morning, I suppose about 3 o'clock. I kept looking out the window and I go, well, where's these fucking aliens in, eh? Where's these aliens? We're supposed to be like being like invaded by aliens. But hey, we still got like 2 hours. Just over 2 hours before the end of the day. They still might come down and invade us. But they did say also that 8,000 people will be saved and taken to another planet. What the fuck would aliens want to take 8,000 people to another planet and destroy every other fucking, earthling? It's just like really weird. Apparently, also on the news, it said that we're going to have just what they called a tsunami, one of those great big massive water things. Tsunami or what? Tsunami. We're supposed to be having one of those coming in the near future. So we're not looking too good this planet, are we? People threaten to like push the little red button. And the other one, which was kind of like unusual, was the NASA has stated that there's a meteorite on the way down, which is, flamingos, about 10 times the size of a flamingo, and that could destroy the planet. We've got earthquakes, that possibly might explode and destroy the planet. We're not looking too good, are we? So that's about 4 or 5 different ways the planet is going to destroy itself or get destroyed. I don't know. As long as I go in my sleep, that's the main thing. Something that I won't suffer with, like a very quick one, like that kind of thing. But I think I've got a bit more longer to stay on this shitty planet. I think this planet is a bit of a shell really right now at the moment, anyway. Of all the things that's going on at the moment, cost of living, people who can't afford decent food and heating, and internet's going up in price, mobile phones are going up in price, everything's going up because of one stupid arsehole that wanted to cause mayhem to this planet, what's done's done, can it? Oh, could that be a UFO outside my kitchen window that's passing by? Can't show you now because it's just gone past. Yeah. Yeah, so I did send Rose a text. She's coming on or not, that's another matter. She'll probably fucking let me down like she normally does. Or she might come on side chat and say, I can't do it tonight, Steve. Well, we're going to do one tonight, actually, because I'm not feeling too good. Because this fucking cold I've got. But, I don't know when I'm going to be doing the next one after tonight. I'll probably do some overnight, live streams, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to be actually doing it myself, kind of thing. It's just be the cameras on. Yeah, see how it goes. I'll probably do one. I don't know, probably tomorrow's Friday, innit? Friday. Might do one Saturday. Normal overnight one. So I want to try to do one, but the camera's on. But I also want to do it while I'm actually just sitting watching TV. So what I'm have to do is stream it and mute myself, so I can watch some TV. Right, Angela, hologram. Yeah, I think this whole planet has gone to shit, to be honest with you. I think this time traveller is going to be looking a bit of an arsehole tonight if we don't get invaded by aliens. No, because he's saying that, we're going to be invaded by aliens, but then he's saying something else that's going to happen later in the year. So how can that happen later in the year if the aliens have come down to destroy the planet? You get some really fucking weird pricks out there, don't you? Some right weird arseholes. Got a bit of a weird headache as well at the moment. It's like, when you get a headache, it's painful. This one's all like a fuzzy kind of headache. Your eyes are going a bit blurry at the moment, but nothing major. Just know when you go into a hot place like your desert, it's a hallucination kind of thing. That's what I'm seeing at the moment, kind of thing. Really weird. It's just my eyes have gone kind of blurry, fuzzy kind of thing. Oh, winter. No, I ain't got no lemon. I was thinking about that actually. Funny enough, earlier today, hot lemon and honey with a dash of brandy, but brandy's too expensive. And honey and lemon I ain't got. I've got lime juice, but I think that's kind of out of date. I ain't got no honey or lemon. Honey I've got is all fucking dried up. I was looking at the other day, I thought, well, maybe I could have a honey sandwich. Oh, shit, it's all crystallised. So that's got to go in the bin. Lemon I ain't got. I do need to get some lemon. Because I use that on the cooked herb meat, kind of thing. Right, Ian? Yeah. I think this planet really does need like an invasion from a different alien species, actually. That way we don't have to be fucking fighting each other, would we really? We'd have to band all together and like, like that movie Independence Day. Aliens coming down and trying to wipe us out, and we've got to like, all team up together. I'm trying to think of this other movie I saw where mind you, it's all fucking based in America, these fucking movies, but there's a movie where aliens came down and started like firing bolts into like buildings, destroying buildings and people, and those really weird creatures, kind of thing. But eventually they did get, obliterated. Us humans kind of like stood our ground and, fought back. They reckon they shot down like 3 UFOs over the last week. But, where's the proof? All propaganda shit, isn't it, really? It's like Roswell, all bullshit, I think. Like, they've not really shown much information from that, have they, really? Although, like, you've got these documentaries and people come out and, like, telling their side of the story. I ain't going to take a chance on it. I'll probably get fucking food poisoning then. I'll just go and buy some fresh. I've got to go shopping tomorrow if I'm feeling a bit better. Just got this fucking cold, I do even want to go out to earlier today, but I thought, well, I ain't got really much medication here, apart from my normal crap. It's not medication for a flu. And I think it is just like a flu. I just can't understand how I've got it. So I've not really been out. The only time I went out was, when was it? A couple of days ago to get me medication. So unless I've got it then, and someone like I picked up, like some bacteria from a couple of days ago. The only other time I went out was last week to do a bit of shopping. I know they do say like, a virus can like, attack your immune system, but you won't feel the effects for maybe a week or two. So it must have been last week when I was in Mitcham. Oh God, I've been feeling tired though lately. I had a good few hours this afternoon. I did get my other camera. Those black ones I've ordered over the last couple of weeks. I bought 3 of them, and they seem to work okay. They don't kind of like disconnect like the white ones do. So I've got 3, kind of like wired up. One in here, one in the kitchen, and one in the living room. But I've not really been checking those ones. I've been checking the main 4 or 5 white ones I've had for a while. It's not the DVR system that I'd like to have, but I still don't know if I want to be buying a beat. I can't even talk now. I don't know if I want to buy a DVR system. These CCTV cameras seem to work, but they do disconnect time to time. Now, the other night, I was sitting here, and I was, I had the CCTV cameras turned on that monitor, and not this monitor. But I still got my old DVR system, which has got 3 cameras up, 2 in the living room and 1 in here. I was just watching a Netflix video, and at the corner of my eye, I saw like this those rod kind of like anomalies, and those rod bulbs. One went straight across my fucking kitchen, not the kitchen, in here in the bedroom. I thought, what the frick was that? Now, I tried checking on the 2 cameras in here, and would you believe it? They didn't capture because the memory cards I put in here weren't working. So the only other one was the black one up there. And I couldn't even find it on that one. But I had to fix the other 2 white cameras so I could make sure in future if anything was captured, the bloody memory cards were working. That took me an hour to bloody fix. But no, I don't think I caught it on the black one. I did try going back on the time period, but couldn't see it. Well, I saw it definitely on the old DVR system. There's a long one, probably about that long, like, you know, and it's like those odd ones. No, it's like a triangle on triangle, 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 you know, kind of thing. And I thought, what the fuck? It went from there right across my room, and behind it was like a normal kind of circular hall. I thought, oh man, I hope I've caught that. But no, didn't get captured. Bastard. So I have been keeping an eye out on, you know, the cameras when I've been awake. But I've not watched them when I've been watching, you know, like, you know, Netflix or something. Throat keeps going dry. And soda doesn't really help me much because it makes us feel even more drier. So yeah, I knew Rose would let me down. 10 o'clock. She said 9 o'clock. Mind you, I've let her down for an hour, so she'll probably keep me waiting for a fucking hour. It'd be nice if she rang me or like text me saying that she'd be on. I don't know if we're supposed to be going on her channel or my channel. Well, I ain't got much in the kitchen to like cook or anything. I only got like turkey breasts, and I didn't really want to cook that tonight. I know she's got a stream on, actually. She's got 2 or 3 on. Be nice if I can see it on the camera. Oh, fucking hell. I can talk to the devil. She must be watching because she just texted me. Said that, she said like Saturday now. Alright, so she won't be coming on tonight. We might be doing it Saturday, possibly. Oh, I've got like, I always put like garlic, powdered garlic in me, like food. When I'm frying up, you know, like pork or meat, you know, chicken or turkey breast, I always put like garlic powder on it. I've only just bought some onions actually, but when I cook my last thing, I've got all about them. I've got, you know, I bought one that's like little bags of onions, which you get about 10 onions in for about £1 or whatever. So yeah, I was going to eat them, but you know, other people said like, you know, eating too much fat, you know, causes like what's that fucking word I'm trying to think of? can't think of the word now, but eating too much fatty stuff ain't good for you. You think of it when you're frying onions, that's cold in fat. You can't really make crispy onion rings, can you really? I think the word, glucose. No, that's glucose, not glucose. Oh, I don't know. I can't even fucking think, to be honest with you. Don't you say that in the show, because I'll tell you, my fucking chest was like pounding earlier. I keep getting like a pain in the centre of the chest. I think that's where your heart is. And I'm thinking, oh shit, am I having a heart attack? Okay, sit back, relax, take a few breaths, think of something nice, watch some fucking TV, don't get stressed out. I've got a fucking letter today, right, through my door. No, I told you about the noise upstairs, right? This is from the Housing Association. It's taken like 7 months for them to even write a letter. 7 fucking months, right? Hang on. Is it? No, 6 months. Now, I'm going to read out a little bit of it here, right? And I did find my glasses. I need to get them repaired because the arms are just too, wide out and they keep falling off. But yeah, I told them about the noise situation, right, yeah? But on this letter, it says, antisocial behaviour, leaving items in the community areas, 5 risk hazards. I'm writing to all residents as a reminder to be mindful of others living within your block. It has been noticed that residents are playing loud music, which is audible in the communal areas and causing a disturbance to other residents in the block. Please be respectful of the disruption that may be causing and show consideration of your neighbours. I also want to remind you about keeping items in the communal areas, including electricals, storage and alleyways, clear from the storage. It is the residents' responsibility to ensure that all areas, such as the communal area, are kept clean and tidy. Items stored identified by the fire risk assessor located in the community room. Then it goes on about the storage bit. I won't read that bit out. Oh, yes, I will. L&Q are always robust in their approach to fire precautions and make sure our residents do not leave anything in the communal areas. Absolutely nothing is to be left in the communal areas. Alleyways and walkways should be kept clean, tidy, free from hazard materials. Then it just goes on about complying with these laws and must take immediate action to remove such items. So you leave something downstairs, in this for an hour, and they come round to see it. They can have to write to remove it, discard it, dump it, sell it, whatever. But they didn't fucking do anything in the letter about noise pollution, did they, the cunts? Especially the noise pollution that I'm getting. It's someone else has put a complaint in about music. Yeah, sometimes I hear music, I don't know where it's coming from. As long as it's not blaring out, it don't really fucking bother me. But I didn't write anything about my fucking complaint. And I will be ringing them fuckers next week. And I'll say, hey, you write a letter about someone putting playing music, but you don't write a letter about the noise complaint that I put in several months ago. And I have checked my bloody email, constantly to see if anyone's wrote at me, from my housing association. And still no fucking got back to me. Fucking joke, I tell you, man. Yeah, of course it will. It didn't even have a proper address on it. It says 1 Neptune Court. And it don't have the the flat number. Just says one the call, Mitcham, then the postcode. And this was actually dated on the 7th of March. The only other letter I got through today was about me mental health issues. It says here, in order to start preparing for therapy and start working towards your well-being goals, it would be useful for you to read the enclosed leaflets containing well-being and PTSD. And they did send me some sheets last week, so they probably sent the sheets before I got the letter. So I actually do, which it sounds like, have PTSD, post-trauma stress disorder. Yeah, was it? I can't remember it there. Post-trauma stress disorder. Yeah, I've been having some really weird fucking dreams over the last several months, like flashbacks. And that's, I had to go to the doctor about that. Having flashbacks of my childhood memories and seeing things that's happened to me in the past and, and other weird shit, and I thought, do I have this? And he actually contacted a company, a mental health issue company, and they got back to me, and I've had 2-3 phone calls from them, and they said, well, the way that you're, explaining things, it could be PTSD. I thought, well, that's why I'm fucking asked, So by the letter, I've had 3 letters from them, and both of them state, PTSD. So I've probably got PTSD. I thought it might be OCD or something, but no, PTSD. What else have I got? Apart from medical problems, fucking mental health and anxiety, depression, and stress, and God knows what else. Oh, I don't know. Some people turn around and say you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, ghost hunting, because, all those spirits can use that. They say, stress, anxiety, depression is like a form of negative energy. Spirits can use that and manifest and cause your health even worse, and not only that, they can cause you havoc. Well, what can I say about that? Some people will turn around and say you shouldn't sound stupid, but fucking bring it on. What else can happen to me? I can find myself not waking up in the morning. Hello, Mark. Yeah, it's kind of the thing was, a few years ago, I couldn't even remember anything about my past, about my childhood. I could remember a little bit, school things. But, I couldn't remember anything from after I left school up until when I got fucking married, I suppose, kind of thing. So there's about 15, 20-year gap, which I can't even concentrate and think about, kind of thing. It's just like if it's been wiped out of my fucking memory. And then suddenly it started calling back, slowly and gradually. But yeah, I was really bullied like crazy at school. And they beat me up constantly. The fucking teachers beat the shit out of me. Old bunting. Because I didn't do his homework one day. Fucking dismissed the whole class, kept me in through fucking rubber boards. Those rubber boards for the chalkboard. Those rubber stick things. He threw that at me. Fucking threw chairs at me. Threw tables at me. He pinned me down. He smashed my fucking head in. It's only because the French teacher heard the noise from downstairs in her classroom. She rushed up and just forcefully opened the door and saw him with his fist ready to punch me fucking head in. Cunt. And I've been having nightmares about that. there was a guy called Paul Northcote. And I could never remember his name some of the times, yeah. And yeah, I got bullied at school by this guy quite a lot, and I got so pissed off with it one day. This other guy called Sean Smith, fat kid, thought he could get away with it and bully me as well. And I was heading into the science building, and he was coming out. And as I opened the door, he fucking pushed me. He goes, "Get away, you fucking cunt," or something like that. And I just flipped. I went, "You call me that?" And I fucking grabbed hold of him, and I fucking got hold of his head. I went bang, 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 on the fucking brick wall, split his head open. And I got really fucking I think I even got suspended for a week, from school. And I had to explain why I'd done it. I said, because I'm pissed off being bullied all the fucking time. Well, anyway, Paul Northcote, he used to get me to climb up on top of the building to get the ball down if it got stuck up there. They helped me to get up there, but they never helped me to get down. And one day I had to jump down, and I fucking bruised both my feet. I could barely walk. Now, normally from where the school was to walk home, it'd take me about half an hour. There's a big hill outside the school which I had to walk up here. That'd only take 5-10 minutes to walk up there, depending on the speed. Nearly 40 minutes it took me to get up there. Then I had to walk along this fucking great big dark creepy alley, which would have only been a 5-minute walk. That took me about a 15-minute walk. And I'm walking past these houses, and I was fucking in tears. This woman came in and goes, "You all right, love?" I said, "No." She said, "What?" She goes, "What happened?" I told her. And she actually took me in her house and fucking bathed my feet. Really nice woman. She goes, "You'll be all right." She goes, "Just sit there, rest your feet." She goes, "I'm quite bruised, what I'm going to do is let me borrow my son's bike so he can get home." And she let me borrow her son's bike, and I got my sister to let kind of take it back the next day. But I was out of school for a week, so my feet was all bruised up. Now, the weirdest thing, is that after we left school, I was working in a fish and chip shop. Well, actually, the owneress too. I was working around at the back one near the railway station, and I had to be there to let the driver come in and fucking deliver potatoes, kind of thing. And there's one particular day which I was not expecting. I was expecting the potatoes, yeah, but I had the lorry drive, pull up and toot, so I had to go around the back and open the back gate so they can bring it in. And guess who the fuck it was? Paul Northcote. I thought, oh my God. I said, "Hello, Steve. How are you?" I thought, shit, I'm going to get fucking stalked here. He grabbed hold of me. He goes, "Steve," he goes, "Look, I'm glad to see you." He goes, "I've always thought about after school. I've always wanted just to apologise for being a cunt to you and being a bully." He goes, "Would you ever forgive me?" I said, "No, I had to forgive the cunt there and then." So I told him, pissed off, he'd have probably fucking stuck my head in the fucking potato peeler. Well, yeah, I remember. I could have never remembered that, but that started coming back. A lot of school stuff, has been creeping back on me. Even after school, when I used to work in a injection molding. Steve McGeechan, one of my sister's boyfriends, and I can't remember the other guy's name. He was one of the supervisors there. They used to fucking pick on me quite a lot. Well, they actually got hold of me, right, and taped me in a fucking cardboard box, put me on the forklift, and put the forklift all the way up. So if I was to bash myself out of the box, I'd fucking fall and break my neck or something, And all those kind of things are coming back to, which I don't like, remembering those particular days. And that's what she, the woman said that's, that is partly PTSD. PTSD. Can't even say it properly. Yeah, I just can't fucking handle that shit. I rather forget things, you know, and never remember things, but there are good things that happen at school, you know, time to time. But most of it, I'm going to say about a good 75 to 80% was all fucking negative shit. Right, let's have a look in the chat. On a minute. Yeah, the old black ball rubbers. Oh, he threw that at me. You know, it fucking hit me. Threw chairs at me. That hit me. Oh, I'm trying to hide behind tables, and it's like King Kong fucking, you know, like running, well, not running, but like barging through the tables, and like, and he sees me and picks up the table. He fucking lunges at me. I dive out of the way. And he you know, like, I'm hiding behind another table, and he grabs hold of me, and like, he throws me, you know, on this table. I'm laying on the back. He's got his fucking hand down my throat, and he's got his other hand. He's going, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, Morgans." As soon as he said that, the door opened, and there's the French. He goes, "What are you doing to that boy? Leave him alone." I can't even remember what her name was, actually. But she fucking saved my life, I tell you. I'm sure she saved my life that day. So I reckon he would have fucking, you know, punched my face. And I can't even remember what happened. I know he got suspended, but for a certain time. But I don't know if they kicked him out of school and he lost his job and he weren't able to do any more teaching. At that time, you know, being like fucking, what am I now, you know, 45 odd years ago, you know, no one really thought about, you know, pressing charges against him. Not even my parents. You know, I tried to do my homework, I could never fucking do it. I think it was history. You know, I think it was history homework I could never do. I couldn't even really do the French fucking homework, but the French teacher wasn't like that fucking mean at me. You know, I might have had a few detentions and like, you know, writing fucking blackboard 100 times. I must do my homework. You know, but fucking bunting. Holy shit, man. Yeah, 80s. What, 1963. Yeah, it's got to be late 70s, early 80s. Because I used to go to Jordan's Wood Secondary School. Before that, it's like, no, not Jordan's Wood. It was a Wimbledon Secondary School. Jordan's Wood School, the headmaster actually saved my life. Because there was an outing that everyone had been waiting to go on. And I think I was about 8, 9 years old, I think it was. And, you know, my mum had already paid for the outing. And that particular morning, I felt kind of sick. You know, my stomach was hurting. I said to Mum, "No, you know, just give me some, like, you know, tablets, I'll be okay." And I went to school, and like, my stomach was really, really killing me. And I think I passed out. Because the next minute I woke up, I was in the school medical room. And I was in so much fucking pain. So the school rang up my mum and said, "Look, you know, you know, she's in a lot of pain. I think you'd need to take her to the hospital." Or to the doctors. So she said, "I'm going to send him home." So I actually managed to get home. You know, I've met my mum halfway, and she wasn't too happy, you know, because she was going to be late for work. I think it was that particular day, but she got me home, and she could see how bad I was. You know, sweat pouring down me. You know, so much agony. She was getting a bit concerned, so she knew my neighbour, Jean, I think her name was Jean or Joan, one of those two, who lives 3 doors down from us. She knew that her sister was the nurse, and her sister didn't live too far away. But the weirdest thing is that my mum said, "Look, I'm going to go down and speak to her." and see if, she can send a nurse around, or if not, we'll have to ring up, the doctors or, the hospital, thank you. So she went down there, and I was in I don't know why, but my mum put me in her bedroom, that particular reason. I had my own bedroom, but for some reason she put me in her bed, and she goes, I'll be back in a minute. So she went down to the neighbours, and I think I must have went out, unconscious or something, yeah. Now, she came back, probably about 5 minutes, not even that. And the weirdest thing was that our neighbour, her sister, was actually there that particular day, who was a nurse. So she came up and looked at me, and she goes, I think he's got appendicitis. We need to get him to the hospital. He doesn't look too good. Now, the weirdest thing is that, they rang up the ambulance. The ambulance came round. How long that took, I don't know. But time they took me from my house to the ambulance, from the ambulance to the hospital, and getting into the ward, they reckon within the next 20 minutes I would have been dead. It was that bad. Because they examined me and said, yeah, you've got appendicitis. So they, put me under, took me in the old operating room, and said that my appendix had erupted. So, they just got me kind of like appendix out just before it's too late. So I think, if you went for the school, I could have gone that outing. I could have fucking died on that day. Or, if me neighbour's sister wasn't there, who was a qualified trained nurse, if she weren't there, and my mum didn't know what to do, I could have died in my mum's fucking bedroom. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things, And that started coming back, that remembrance. It just seems like, a lot of like negative stuff's coming back, I can't think of any like happy times, really. Now there's the odd one or two things I can remember, but I remember more the negative stuff than the positive stuff. Life is life, I suppose. Bullying still goes on a fucking lot, I tell you, man. Someone told me, if you don't have bullies at school, what's the point in school? Tracy Watts, right, was another neighbour. She lived at the bottom of the road, because we lived at the top, Tracy lived at the bottom. And the only good thing I can remember of Tracy was that, we had just had PT, sports, and, we're in the dressing room, they're in their dressing room. And apparently, the girls' dressing room, drinking fountain wasn't working, and Tracy wanted to get a drink. So she comes up to the boys' changing room, and practically everyone else had their shower and was, had the shorts on and stuff like that. And there's me fucking stark bollocking naked. And they took one of them goes, "Oh, it's Steve, look behind you." I turn around, fucking Tracy Watts there. I thought, I'm bollock naked. I thought, shit. And she's gone laughing her fucking it off. And even she went and told her fucking the girls' sports teacher. And I tell her she was quite nice. The girls' sports teacher. She teased a lot of guys, especially the older school kids. She always used to wear like a mini skirt, and she used to bend over, so they could see her fucking pants underneath half the time. But yeah, Tracy Watts, fucking saw me start bollock naked at school one day. I'll never forget that. No, because she had to have a fucking drink of water. But the weirdest thing, I don't know how, but I had at that school 4 bikes nicked, right? 4 bikes nicked. Now those are all second-hand ones because that's all I could afford at the time. I remember my sister taking my brand new bike to Jordan Wood School. One, that I was at, with my appendicitis. That one. The first bike that got nicked, my sister took, and that's a brand new bike. She took it to the evening class she was doing studies on. She put it in the building. She went up to her class. When she came down, it'd gone. And she came home and told me, and I fucking like broke down crying my eyes out. And you know, she said she was going to get me another bite, but she never did do. But you know, after leaving that school and going to Wilmington Secondary School, I got bullied so fucking much. You know, my bites kept going missing. And the other weirdest thing I can remember is that my shoes also kept going disappearing. You know, there's like several times I had to walk home without no shoes on because someone kept fucking taking my shoes and hiding them or like throwing them out the windows or something like that. You know, I even had to go to the secretary office and say, hey, someone's stolen my shoes. If you've got any shoes, I can bother. I never had any shoes that I could actually, you know, bother myself. So, you know, a couple of times I had to walk around, you know, school, you know, to my classrooms and like, you know, without no fucking shoes on, and people were laughing, you know, like crazy about me. Oh, no, you got no shoes on. They'll fucking tell the cunt whoever's fucking taking shoes to fucking put them back so I can wear them. But yeah, you know, I've probably had about half a dozen shoes, you know, pairs of shoes go missing. That's how bad that it was at school. And like, none of the teachers would look into it and like, you know, mind whoever fucking took my shoes on my bike, you know, to replace them. My mum was getting so fucking fed up. I think she bought me second-hand shoes instead of buying new ones. And I think that's the reason I don't like wearing second-hand clothes. But yeah, all that shit, you know, from school times to coming back, like in kind of like revengeance, you know, kind of thing. Why is it coming back in revengeance? Don't they think that, you know, I had enough fucking bullshit at school? And remembering that has caused me, you know, like fucking stress and anxiety. I know it's, you know, things that you can't really control in your mind, but fucking hell, man. Feels like I'm being picked on again, kind of thing. Maybe it's spirits that, you know, can dive into your memory and bring back that negative stuff just to, like, you know, torment you. I don't know, could be. I think the only good company we've got is like the people on here. You know, you can talk to them and, you know, like, you know, yourselves, like, you know, you kind of like, in one way, tell things that happen to you. Because, like, you know, I'm telling you shit that happened to me. And you know, it's good to get it off your chest in one way, I suppose. But, you know, I'd just rather kind of like leave it in the past where I could and not remember it. But there's times I've always thinking, like, you know, I wish I could remember my past. But when you do start remembering, it's always the fucking negative shit. Hardly any, like, positive stuff. It's like my mate Richard. A different Richard, yeah. You know, I fancied his sister, Dina. But she fucking, before I went to ask her, this other guy, a couple of doors away from Richard, went and asked her out. And I didn't know that. And when I went up to Dina one day, I said, like, you know, would you go out with me? I was, oh, you know, so she just asked me out. I thought, oh, fuck it. I was ditching him. She goes, I can't, you know, I'm not that mean. So I never went, you know, got to go out of her. But Richard, you know, his mum and dad were really nice. They had a horse. And I remember the time they said, oh, we're going to go and check our horse. You know, do you want to come with us? We'll also have a picnic. I said, yeah, all right, then. So we went down to the old horse stables, which was in Bexley Village. And they said, do you want to go on the horse? I thought, oh, I don't know. I really do not know. I actually got on the horse. And I started riding. I got kicked off it. You know, he bucked me. And I said, get back on, you know, because like, if you show fear from the horse, you're never going to ride a horse again, you know, kind of thing. You know, you just got to get back on ride it. And I did get back on it and like with the horse for a while. And we stayed down there for a while. I remember that. Then we all went over to this like big picnic area just up the road, probably about a 5-minute drive in the car. and we're sitting there. I think we had a kite. Well, no, I think it was a frisbee actually. Well, it's just like sitting there, you know, fucking playing around with frisbees. Mum and Dad were sitting there talking. Dina was sitting there talking. And me and Richie was like just fucking around. And also we remember, like, you know, looking at other people, and other people kept looking up in the sky. I thought, what the fuck are they looking at? And there's like a big kind of circle disc in the sky, right? And you could see it shoot from one, went like that, then like that. Then it kind of went halfway, stopped, zoomed upwards, came back down. Then it kind of just kept doing that. Really weird. And we thought, what the fuck is that? And we didn't have no camera. We didn't have mobile phones at that time. No mobile phones in the 80s. I don't think they even fucking existed today. So, you know, we couldn't take no, you know, I don't think we had no cameras. And if we did, it would have been too late because it only lasted a couple of minutes, you know, kind of thing. And we thought, what the fuck was that, you know? No, it couldn't have been our imagination because other people were sitting there fucking watching it. And a couple of days later, it's in the paper, you know, about, you know, people picnicking see this like unusual object in the sky. So, you know, I'm not saying it was a UFO. Well, it was a unidentified flying object. So yeah, I saw it with my own eyes, but I can't say it's like a spacecraft from another fucking planet. And that was like, you know, in the 80s. So I think I was about 14 at that time. Well, I tried to get through down to the scrolling. Yeah, I think that Ian's got his great-great-grandmother. His great-great-grandmother, or it's either his great-great-great-grandmother that's around him. Because Abby used to tell me that. Because he'd always say, you know, ghost in house. And I kept having to ask Abby who the ghost is in the house. And she always said it was like great-great-grandma. Or great-great-great-grandma. One or two. I can't remember. Oh, God. I'm going to have one of my sweets. My smoothies. I wanted to get, well, menthol ones, but they didn't have no menthols. They had like this one, strawberry. I don't really go much on the black currant because the black currant ones used to like make your throat even more dry. And there's a lemon flavour. I thought, no, I'll get the strawberry. So I got 2 packets of strawberry smoothers. No, I don't feel too bad now, you know, but earlier, no, I had to go to bed, you know, a couple of times because I just felt like shit. I thought, you know, I promised Rose that I'll be on tonight. But she's not even here. She's doing her own stream at the moment. But we're going to try to do it Saturday. Out of sight, out of mind. I think that happens still nowadays, doesn't it? Out of sight and out of mind. People get away from shit. Away from fucking blue murder. Like that bastard who had done those videos on me. I took the call. Yeah, he got fucking got away from it, didn't he, the cunt? Like the videos he done, they didn't even bother looking. You know, they said, oh, you know, we can't put the videos in court. It's just like the text messages. And all it said, like, you know, that he was going to put more videos up. That didn't mean nothing. I thought, like, you know, cyberbullying would have been more of a criminal offence, you know, than anything really. It's only because I remember saying I'm going to fucking do him. I'm going to sue him for like $250,000. I was going to do it for $500,000, but $250,000. And like, you know, that got brought up in court. And his barrister goes, so you said that you're going to sue him? He goes, you won't get that kind of money, and you'll be lucky you get a couple of £100 from the court. That's if he's found even guilty, and he was found not guilty, so I didn't get nothing of him. The only thing I could have done, which I still can do, is get one of those enforcement things on him. So if he, like, you know, spreads shit about me and does videos about me again, I can get one of those put on against him, which I should have done, but you know, he's left me alone, thankfully. So his fucking buddies, mind you, I wouldn't be surprised some of the trolls come on here of him and his buddies, but can't prove it. I can't even remember how many years we was at school. I think I left school when about the age of 16, 17, something like that. And I left without no qualifications, so I had a job promised me. And that fucking fell through after a couple of days. I said, oh, sorry, we made a mistake, we can't have you. Well, I can't go back to school and take my exams, thanks to you cunts. So I was out for, you know, after that I was out of work for a couple of weeks until they rang me back and they said, oh, you know, luckily there's an opening at a different branch. So I went to that one. I'm not saying all my life's been shit, you know. I met my old ex-wife and, you know, fell in love, I suppose, and had their 3 kids. So, you know, after the marriage, I think it was about 18 years, which was pretty good. But the last 5 years were like living in hell. Nothing but problems, and her friends causing problems and backstabbing me, and that's the things I don't want to remember. I think I just sitting there, you know, just being nosy, hoping I'm going to bring up something that I don't want to be bringing up. I never really bunked off school. Bunking off school, you got severe punishment. No detention for a fucking week. And I did, you know, I've told you in the past, right, on my live stream, I've never liked being out in the dark. No, when just recently, you know, it gets dark about 4 o'clock in the evening, don't it? Yeah. Well, when we was at school, when it used to get dark around about that time, I hated going up that hill and walking around the back alley. You know, sometimes I took the longer route round because I just did not like walking along that alley. Because there's an alleyway near the school, right? On one side, you've got all these like thick trees, you know, dark, creepy trees. And all what is kind of like between that is like a fence, a barbed wire fence, I think it was. And that was it. Then you got the pathway. Then you got one little turn off that goes round the back of some of the houses. But then you got, you know, if you continue, which I had to, you know, you got like another 3-minute walk down this alleyway until you get to the main part, which you get to the other side. Because what it is, like, you've got the houses going round like that, and then like the footpath just come along down like so, but then you've got the little pathway that came round the back of the houses that went round like half circle kind of thing. Sometimes I used to come out fucking half circle way. Sometimes I'd just run down that fucking alleyway if I wanted to get on quick. But some of the times I used to walk up past, up the hill. I didn't even bother crossing the road to the alleyway. I just went straight up on the main road and went round the long way round near the bus route. If I didn't any money, then I wait for a bus. But it wasn't the only fucking alleyway you had to go past, Tarkio Lane. That is a dark, creepy ass fucking alley. There's hardly any lights there. And the fields back onto the Bexley Hospital Asylum. And when you're walking down there in the evening and the fucking alarm goes off, the siren, you would shit your fucking pants, I tell you, man. Hoping that there's no fucking, crazy ass, patients hiding in bushes or trees, kind of thing. Because when you are walking down there, you can hear, shuffling, you can hear, the sticks cracking. It could just be animals, foxes, dogs, cats and stuff like that. But when you're walking down the alleyway and it's got no fucking lights there, and even though there are a few houses there, you might get the one house out of about 10 houses which might have, their light on, and that's it. All the rest are light turned off because they're probably working. I hate going down Tarkin Lane, I tell you. Because as you're going down, you've got all the fields that back onto the fucking asylum. So, some of the times I used to go all the way round, jump on the bus. And sometimes, Dad might be on the bus because he used to drive them buses. And I used to go up to Summerhouse Drive and walk down that way, which is still a long way to go. Took me if it weren't dark and I walked through the alleyways, it'd only take me about 20 minutes to get home. From the school, walk about 20-25 minutes. But when it's dark and creepy, it used to take me up to an hour to get home. My mum used to say, "You're late." I've come a long way home. I just did not like those alleyways. I still wouldn't go for them. If you paid me money to go for them alleyways at night time, I very much don't do it. No, not unless you fucking pay me a lot of money, I tell you, because they were creepy. And that one near the school apparently had an old bunker there as well. And there was a creepy story about that bunker, that some kids went in there to see how far it went in, and it caved in on them apparently, and they died. And certain times of the year, you have to walk past that bit, and sometimes apparently people could hear kids screaming, calling out for help. I thought, no, fuck that. When it got dark early, I'd fucking go the long way home. Nah, stop that. Or the other way, you could go round the back of the school, cross all the school fields, and then walk up this kind of country road. But that was even fucking dark at night time. I didn't even like going up there. That country lane curved around a few times. You've got no flashlight there. You've got a speeding car. I'll fetch you. Go on, bug off. It was scary, very scary. That's how my fucking brain is at the moment. If I've got a brain left, it's you remember the scary fucking negative shit. Can't think of anything positive half the time. Can't think of anything positive. Apart from the time, Richard going to the horse thing. we couldn't afford the proper sports equipment. I had to wear whatever my mum could afford at the time, and people used to take the piss out of me. No, Bunting was a cunt, I tell you. If he was doing sports with us one day, yeah, and you forgot your PE kit, you had to go out just in your fucking underwear, whatever the weather was. Hot, cold, pissing down the rain, snow. If you've got your PE kit, right, strip down to your shorts. You're lucky if you can keep your t-shirt on. He might let you keep your shoes on if you've got your shoes, but I hate that guy. I really hate him. A lot of people got picked on from him. Mind you, quite a few people got picked on from that Richard guy as well. I remember another thing that Tracy actually done for me one day, apart from seeing me naked in the showers. That Richard guy, he sent a few of his kids, a few of his buddies after me, just to pick on me. And they started pushing me around, nicking me. And Tracy was walking up, and she used to be a bully herself in one way, but she was the female bully there. And she was walking up, and she saw these fucking kids picking on me and thumping me. And she goes, "Oi, leave Morgans alone." I said, "What are you going to do about it?" She goes, "Come in, I'll fucking show you what I'll do about it." And she kicked one of the guys right in the fucking bollocks, I'll tell you. And they all fucking ran off. And I said, "Well, thanks, Trace." She goes, "Don't worry about it." I think because, we was neighbours and, our parents got on with each other, and we used to go down there for cups of tea or coffee and just have a chat. So, yeah, she although she was a school female bully, she kind of protected me in one way. But that's only one time I can remember her, protecting me. I remember the time I fucking smashed that guy's head against the wall a few times. It's hard to remember anything positive about your school. So it's always the negative shit anyway. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. No, I think the worst one was when I had to jump off the building and bruise both my fucking feet. That was painful, man. Oh, there was another thing I can remember. Swanley School, Swanley Secondary Boys School, always kept boasting, saying that they were stronger than the Wilmington Secondary Boys School. But you had the Wilmington Secondary Boys School there, but kind of joint to it, you had the mixed part, the boys and the girls school. So it's more like two schools in one. And Swanley was a big school, and they always kept saying, "Oh, we can fucking deal with you anytime you want." So the two, three main bullies up there decided to have a fucking punch up, and they all said not at the school grounds. We'd go to somewhere neutral. And I remember it used to be Bexley Common, a big common, which they in World War II they used to use that as training grounds. It's very humpy and bumpy as well. And they said, right, we'd be there at a certain time, certain day. And anyone who didn't turn up, we'd get fucking shit kicked out of them from the bullies at their school. So you had to turn up. So you had a choice. I would get the kick shit out from the bullies at your school for not turning up, or get the kick shit out of you from the fight that was going to be from, the three schools together. And I do remember going there, and I saw one which I thought was weaker than me, actually, to be honest with you, and I fucking started kicking in, and like, fuck that. I ended up with a few fucking bruises going on, I tell you. There's fucking loads of us, probably a couple of hundred of us there. Had a great big punch up. If you went home with blood, pouring out of them, and bruises and missing teeth, and Christ. I didn't go, like, to confront, I've really felt like confronting my own school bully, actually, but I never did. Too fucking afraid to. And I thought, if I do go, I won't get beaten up by them fucking lot at my school. If I'm going to get beaten up, I'll get beaten up from either the Swanley school or the Wilmington Boys School. Because we didn't have, like, even though Wilmington Boys School was there right beside our school, it wasn't like Wilmington Secondary and Wilmington Boys School teaming up. It's all on for all, all against each other. And like, I do remember getting, like, fucking kicked about quite a lot. But I tried to pick on someone that looked a bit younger and weaker than me. I remember that. But I didn't enjoy it. I think the next day, everyone's like, patting each other on the back. I can't remember if I went to school the next day. I think I did. It's those things like, you try and remember, but you can't remember all of it. You can only remember, like, fraction, like particle little bits, kind of thing. And it's like the stuff that you remember is the stuff that you don't want to fucking remember. That's why you get the, what's the name? PTSD, I suppose. That could be, like, the main contribution of it, really. Oh my. No, kids are cool now. If you read the papers, kids are being fucking beaten up and stabbed left and right centre at the moment. And I like, years and years and years ago, it's like, fist and feet all the time, wasn't it? Fist and feet. It's very rarely that someone would go to school with a fucking knife stuck in their pocket and you're going to get knifed, But nowadays you do. Fucking sickening the way people fucking treat other people nowadays. I've tried, actually, when I was at that court case thing, I tried ringing up to find out what the sentences were, but I could never get through to the fucking court. So I don't know what they were sentenced for. Those drug dealers, when I was at the court from November till the end of January. But one of the guys, the one now of jury, he bought some of those sweets because one of the girls had a bit of a cold and I had a bit of a cough and headaches. And he bought him and goes, try these, these are pretty good. But I think they're about £2 packing nowadays. Don't know how much these were, but 2 packets of those, nasal spray, and a packet of bleaching powders, nearly £15 round the corner shop. That wouldn't happen for me, I don't think. I don't trust hypnotists. I don't even really trust a lot of psychic mediums, to be honest with you. You was a skiver, was you? You skived all. I bet he was one of the guys who ran the fucking bike shops half the time with a fag in his mouth going, screw class. Nah, I'm not going to class. Sit here, have a chat with the other guy, you know, a fag, you know. I know in our school, there used to be some of the kids who used to smoke. And, you know, some of the teachers used to catch them. They never, like, you know, reprimanded them or told them off. And they think, like, kiss fag. Just, you know, if they want fag, go up to the kids, oh, kiss fag, thanks. Right, now fuck off back to your class, you know. No, I think a lot of teachers didn't give a fuck, really. I'm trying to think that TV program based on school. What Grange Hill? Not that one. Please, sir. I think it was that one. Please, sir. You know, when, you know, that teacher goes in, like, you know, all fucking messing about and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's what it's like in them fucking days, you know. You get some of the hard teachers and you get all the soft ones who don't give a shit. Oh, God. I knew that'd come at me. I'd like to use some more nasal spray in it. I remember reading the headmistress. Didn't give a fuck, to be honest with you. It's only because that fucking bunty nearly killed me. And then, like, she knew that if she didn't do something about it, she'd probably be fucking, like, kicked out of school. All they'd done, I think, was, like, you know, cautioned him and probably suspended him for a week. And then I think he either left or, you know, like, higher education told him that he was fired or something. I don't even know what happened to him. Oh, yeah, there was another way I could come home from school. Instead of coming down, you know, like either down Tarkill Lane or through that long fucking alleyway, I could go up to where the bus stop was. And instead of coming on the bus that used to come down towards Tarkill Lane, I could go to the other one, which stopped outside the Bexley Hospital. And I could, like, just go through the hospital grounds and, like, run through the, you know, like the fields. Because, like, you know, if patients were at, you know, constantly, you know, for fucking hours and hours. You know, in at night time, though, it wasn't knocked up till about 9, 10 o'clock at night. So sometimes, you know, if there was a bus going to the hospital, I'd fucking headache. I'd jump on that bus going to the hospital and just, like, walk through where the buildings are, because you've got all the lighting and everything here. But as soon as you come past those and you have to go through the fields, I fucking shot across there. But then I had to, like, climb a 10-foot fucking fence to get over the damn thing. Or I could just go past the hospital, down the hill to where the shops are, get off at the shops and walk all the way up around up near some house drive, then onto, like, you know, my estate that way. I try to keep, you know, like, find out when my dad was driving the bus on those particular times, so I could get on the bus free then. Otherwise, I had to pay for it. I remember getting bullied quite a lot there. I had to give my fucking, you know, sweet money, tuck money to put, you know, to the fucking bullies. Or, like, you know, I had to fucking steal sweets for the fucking tuck fucking sweets, you know, to get to the bullies. Didn't do it, get a fucking severe kicking. Oh, Okay, try some medicine. I've got a headache. Yeah, I think we're, a lot of us got bullied at school. And like, talking about it, I suppose is good in one way, because other people know that they weren't the only ones. Why is it that, it's always fucking history teachers? Mine was a history teacher that fucking enough killed me. Yeah, that's what mine was like, hologram, yeah. So throwing the fucking rubber board thing at me, fucking throwing chairs and tables and holding me down and one end with a throat and the other one as he was going to pound my fucking head in. Hello, Nigel. How's it going, bro? I'm going to have some medicine. I've got a headache. I was a little bit skinny when I was younger as well, actually. I wasn't skinny, but, I was skinny. I always made sure I had my like school dinner. But there's only certain school dinners I didn't like, when it had carrots and peas and shit like that. I used to hate peas, but now I like them. Carrots I don't like. They made me allergic. Cabbage I hated. Broccoli, all that kind of stuff I fucking hated. I think that the school I was in is still there. I think it's still there, mate. Bexley Hospital isn't. That got demolished. I think the front main entrance is still there, but the rest of the hospital, it's all completely, been torn down. But living, right beside the hospital, you knew when the fucking patients escaped because you had a siren go off. Yeah, like go off for certain, like when they escaped, it used to do two short blasts and a long blast, saying that's when the patient has escaped. But when they actually find it's like three short blasts, then another long kind of tone after. So two short and one long is when they escaped, and then when they found it or found the person who escaped was like three short blasts and one long tone, something like that. Sometimes like that, you'll be waiting, for hours to find out if they fucking caught the guy or the woman. Now, some of them didn't seem to be that bad, because after school, I think I was still at Women's Secondary School at the time. I can't remember, but I remember working in the local news agents, doing a paper delivery. I was a paper delivery boy, and sometimes I had to go down and serve in the shop because you were short-staffed. And the cigarettes used to only be like fucking £1 for 20 in them days, weren't you? Look how much they are now, about fucking £14 a packet of 20. So how much, cost of living's gone up. But they used to be like about £1, £1.20 for 20. And because the patients never had no money, those limited the money they could get. We used to split packets of cigarettes open and sell them like one cigarette for 10p each. But depending on the brand, if it's a silk cut, might have been 15p. It's like Benson Hedges might be 20p or something like that. So we used to help out the patients and split up the cigarettes. I used to sometimes give them the free one. Took the money out of my own pocket. Some of the patients didn't come down for cigarettes. They come down for sweets and other kind of stuff. But some of the patients used to be really harmful. But I eventually did get like a little part-time voluntary job in there because my sister was my sister Sandra there was a nurse. And she goes, "I'll get a job there, you like it?" Fuck. The first day I was in there voluntary, I went up to a ward to feed a blind patient, a female blind patient, who thought she had an invisible dog there. And the nurse said to me, she thinks she's got a dog there, just ignore her, pretend you're stroking the dog, just make sure she's eating. And I was feeding her. She was okay for the first couple of minutes, and suddenly she just was not worried about her food. Kept talking about her fucking dog. And I was getting a bit narky about it, and I said, "Look, your fucking dog ain't here, just eat your food, And she went fucking doo-dally. She got a fucking walking stick, and as she knew where I was exactly, she started fucking hitting me with a walking stick. And the nurse heard the commotion, and she goes, "You didn't say your dog wasn't there, did you?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "No, you're gonna have to go. You can't be in here." So I fucking thought, yeah, I ain't gonna be anymore. So I ain't no fucking patients beating me up. I had enough of the fucking school beating me up, So I left that. I didn't even bother going back. I used to go in there a few times to meet my sister. I think my mum used to work in there. I think my mum worked in the canteen. I can't even remember. I think my mum worked in the canteen. I'll have to ask her. I can't remember. My sister Denise might know, or Sandra. Because Sandra, as I say, she used to be a nurse in there. So you might have to go out with your knickers in your bar if you didn't have your PE kit. That would have made the boys look at you. Oh, look. See, we weren't really mixed with the girls. A lot of time we was playing football, rugby. I hated rugby, I tell you. That's one sport I hated. Because I always used to throw the ball at me. And I was the one who was always being charged that, fucking coming back with bruises and God knows what else. Football wasn't too bad. But when you get a ball kicked at your fucking face, it wasn't as good as you thought it was going to be. But I think all we'd done at sports was football and rugby, and that was it. Oh, there were the days when we had to do the exercise, like if you was in a fucking army, and the jumps and, jumping up and down with your arms and, just to get the warm up, kind of thing. It was a freezing cold day. Even if it was pissing down the rain, we still had to go out and do our sports. Teachers didn't fucking give a worry about it. Gasking Wood, famous for murder as well. I think I've told this story, but I'm going to make a coffee. It's about a cemetery in Wilmington. I think I've only told the story once, but it's a little bit creepy. So let me go and make a coffee. And I will be back. But while I'm making my coffee, I might as well present my fucking cameras. As they are on, and I've not had them on. I need to make a coffee. Oh, pardon me. Spilled fucking coffee on the floor. I had to like mop it, then throw washing up liquid down, and then give it another quick mop afterwards. I'm not going to fucking boil the kettle and fill the bucket up just for a drop of coffee. Do that tomorrow. Get codeine. Headache tablet out if I'm going to get the fucking thing out of the packet. It's so fucking annoying to get out. Now, it's only a very small tablet, these codeines. You barely see it. They're right pain in the arse to fucking get out of the packet. And they taste like shit. Well, I'm not saying I've ever tasted shit, but they don't taste nice. Fucking horrible. So I'm going to tell you a story, a true story. And I think I only may have said it once or twice in the 8 years or so I've been doing paranormal, about a cemetery in Wilmington, not far from Wilmington Secondary School. If you come to the Wilmington Secondary School and walk up the other road, up the other hill, and turn right and walk down, got like a church on that side. But you walk up the hill and turn left, and if you're heading towards Dartford, you've got a cemetery a little way down on the main road. Well, there's supposed to have been a story about that cemetery. Let me just go through the chat quickly. I did try looking for the history of this area, but there's nothing on the internet. So I'm thinking of going down to local library and seeing if there's anything there I can dig up about the history here. I was trying to find out who the last tenant was actually. Because when I moved in here, someone mentioned that he used to be a police officer. But that's what they said. I don't know if it's true or not. Canuck. I watched a video about fucking Canuck Chase last week. Yeah, Canuck Chase fucking really haunted, apparently. Some guy went up there to camp, but he also wanted to go up to the lookout thing, I think it was. I'm sure it's that place. And you had to go up these long fucking night steps and whatnot, which was not too good to walk up at night time. But he walked up as much as he could before he had to turn back. I think he stayed there for 2 nights, I think. But no, he stayed there for 1 night, but then he went back up through the trail at night time to get some nighttime investigation going. And he really felt like he was being watched. He could hear like cracks in the trees and stuff like that. And he actually put his tent up in the car park. And, because he was walking through, he got fucking lost, didn't he? He got lost on the trail. And he did eventually find a way back to the car park where his tent was. And it, although there's a couple of cars there, on the way back to the to the tent, he only saw 1 or 2 people, and that was it. And they were going the opposite direction because he was going in while I was going out. But when he did get back to the to the tent, I don't know what time it was, but he said on his video that he could hear someone walking around outside the tent. And like, he called out, who's there? No one answered, but he could still hear people walking around. So he kind of got up and he fucking like opened the zipper, flashed the torch around. No one there at all, no one. But as soon as he closed it up, you could hear the footsteps again. Oh, that must be fucking creepy as arse being there. Yeah, Canuck Chase supposed to be fucking haunted, man. Really haunted. I wouldn't mind going there, but it's the point of getting there, and I wouldn't be doing it on my own. No, I'd have to get someone there. Well, we'll get to the Wilmington Cemetery. I just want to catch up on the chat. Oh yeah, there's definitely a load of fucking fakes out there. I still got a video of Lolita. When remember Lolita? We had problems with her time to time, but we kind of made up. But before we made up, I went to her channel, and she was doing readings. And as she was doing reading, I said, "Can you do one for me?" And she didn't know who I was because I was on a fake fucking account. And she goes, "Yeah, all right, I'll do one for you." And I was sitting there for about half hour. I said, "Look, I've got to go, unless I can get on now. Can you do a reading for me now? If you could, that'd be great." And she's, putting the cards out and she's saying stuff. I thought, you know what, I'm going to fucking block her. And I kept thinking of a brick wall. Seriously, I was thinking of a brick wall in my mind. And she goes on a stream, and we weren't talking on side chart, nothing dicey or funny about it. Because her being like a psychic, like she says she was, and a tarot reader, I had my doubts about her. So she was saying things about it, yeah. She didn't say my name at the time, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to block her. I'm going to put a barrier up and see what she can do. And she's going on the show. I don't know what this guy's doing, but he's playing with me. He's put like a brick wall up. And when she said that, I thought, what the fuck? There's me imagining a fucking brick wall. And she turns around, I don't know what this guy's doing. It's like putting a brick wall up. It's hard for me to learn or try and get the information from him. I thought, what the fuck? And then she started saying stuff which was exactly true. I said, right, I've got to go, you know, fuck this. And I left her stream, and I think it's about a few months later, we started talking to each other. And I let her on my stream. I said, Lolita, I said, know the night that you done that stream, you was doing tarot card readings, and, you know, there was a guy who put a barrier up, so, you know, and she goes, that was you, weren't it? I said, how the fuck did you know? She goes, I knew it was you. Because you just been, you know, playing hard to like focus and read, you know. I thought, holy shit. I said, I just wanted to know and find out if you was like what you say you were, and I think you are. I said, I'm sorry I've done it, you know, I'm sorry we've had problems with each other, but yeah, that is fucking crazy ass, man. And I think I still got it up on my channel. I know she had it on her channel, but I think I was actually recording my one as well. If I weren't, then I was talking about it on one of my channels. Well, on this channel, but on another video. So I had it on my stream. Because we're like sorting things out, you know, apologising to each other. And I said, like, I was trust, you know, I wasn't trying to be mean. I just want to find out if you had that so-called power that you said you had, and I think you have got a power. Because like, how the fuck did you know that I was putting a barrier up? You know, and when you said it was a brick wall, and that's what I was imagining, you know, a brick wall, and you're still giving out, you know, information about me. Although you didn't say my name, because I think she said that she knows who it is, but she's not going to give out the person's name. But yeah, fucking crazy. So, you know, there are people out there who can read, you know, people through cards or through mind reading, or, you know, there are people who can actually read from like clothing and different kind of like articles, you know, like a watch, a clock, you know, fucking hairbrush and shit like that. But, you know, there are a lot of fakes out there. And what I don't like about, you know, fake mediums or psychics is when you got a call up line and you say, right, you know, like, you know, call me up at a certain time, you know, I'll charge you so much, you know, first as a discount, but if you want more information, it's going to be a bit more expensive. There's a story where some woman was in contact with a medium, and she spent over like nearly £250,000 on her. And you know what? She got duped because that woman contacted her friends and family, and I done research on her. That's the only way she'd found out the information. But this woman who paid her the money didn't want to take that into account, into consideration. It's only because like other people told her what this woman done, and like, you know, she lost like £250,000 fucking pound out of it because she mortgaged her house, sold her house and everything, just to get information about, you know, I think it was her husband that died or whatever. You know, people would do it just for money. Now, I think a lot of people, when they're doing investigations, are not charging to do an investigation. Is a good idea, because, you know, like, if you do an investigation somewhere and you can, like, either get information from a spirit and help that spirit to move on, or pass on information to the person who's living there, then, like, and you're not charging for that, that's great. You know, it's okay, like, you know, you're doing investigations, for instance, and, you know, it's a non-profit, and, you know, the people who have invited you in are so happy that you either, like, moved on that spirit or got information from that spirit, and they know that that spirit ain't there, you know, to cause, you know, negativity. It's this there, you know, to like pass on a message. And that family's so happy that they've turned around and said, look, can I make a donation? That's fine by me, you know, kind of thing. But when you got someone like, you know, well, yeah, we come in, it's going to cost you £250. Fucking, that's a rip-off. Because they can just make any shit up, you know. And people have done that. All right. All right, I'll catch you later, show. Yeah, have a good one if you're still there. Yeah. I, you know, at school, when I was, like, you know, after school, especially weekends, when I was playing football on the fields, you know, just across their house, I never got picked. If I was picked, I was the last one. And I was always fucking stuck in, like, you know, defending. Something just shot across my screen. Yeah, we lived in fear at school. So anyway, true story. Wilmington Cemetery. So you go up past the school, you go up the hill, and then you turn left for the small church, because we used to do I used to go to Sunday school at that church quite a lot when we was younger. You know, me, mum, dad, sisters, we always go to that church. I suppose that's, you know, reason why my mum wanted me to get to the Wilmington Secondary School after we left Jordan's Wood School. I think that's the only local church to us, actually. You know, it's a good little church. You know, we did our Sunday school stuff, played like games, and had like, you know, little fates, they call it, like it's like a little jumble cell kind of thing outside, you know, get together, have meetings and stuff like that. Well, that's a church on that side, and then you got the cemetery down the road, so you got to go. So that's the school, yeah, there. But if you went that way, that's where that fucking dark, creepy alleyway is, up the road on the same side of the school. But you went that way, you go up, turn right, you got school, you got the church, turn left, go down the road, you got the cemetery. Well, there used to be a story, and I don't know if the story still stands, that on a full moon, on a certain time of the year, you go into that church, into that cemetery, there's a big statue, right? And you had to be there at midnight, and it's got to be full moon, clear sky. And the saying was that if you stood there and chanted the name 3 times, that statue would move. We didn't ever believe it, you know. It was me, my sisters, I think it was Tina, might have been, I know it was my mate who was no longer on this planet. He died, about 30 years ago. He died in his sleep. His son found him in his bed, you know, coughed up a load of blood and died in his sleep. Still got some, well, I've got 1 or 2 photos of him still, actually. David Mossy. So it's him, me, I think it's Tina, a couple of my sisters, and maybe 1 or 2 other people. Well, we kind of like went there one day, and you know, we had planned for it anyway, and we planned to go on a certain day because it said it was going to be a full moon and a clear night. So we had to walk there. You know, we weren't going to, you know, get our mums and dads to take us there. You know, like we pretended we was going to have a sleepover somewhere, and we had to get permission to go out. So anyway, we had to walk from our house all the way down Tarkin Lane, down the back country lane, past the back of the school, all the way down there, past the little church, and then further on down to the cemetery. It took us about 45 minutes to walk down, I think it was. 45 minutes, an hour, depending on how far we was, like, you know, how fast we was walking. But we got there before 12 o'clock anyway, yeah. And we had to find out where this bloody so-called statue was. And would you believe it's like near dead centre of the bloody cemetery? And like, it hasn't got like big fence, and you know, you can just jump over the fucking brick wall and you're in. So we've got in now. And like, you know, I've never believed in spirits and ghosts and that shit anyway. And we got in there, and we're looking around for it, and we found it, yeah. And we was all just sitting there, you know, waiting for the fucking midnight to come, you know. And it seemed like, you know, waiting forever, you know, kind of thing. The time was going slow. But eventually the time got there, and I don't know who said it, but we was all looking at each other and said, who's going to like do the chant? And like, I can't remember who done it. That's the only thing. But one of us done the chant, yeah. And the girl started screaming. You know, the 3 chants. 10, 15 seconds later, they swear they could see the head of the female statue moving. We all looked up, And it really did look like the statue's head was moving like that, you know, slowly, and turning around, and we all fucking creeped. We all screamed. We fucking ran out of that fucking cemetery as fast as any fucking living creature that would have probably been there. I reckon, you know, we would have ran faster than a fucking bobcat, you know, because we was all fucking scared shitless, I tell you, man. We never did go back there. You know, if we really saw the head move, you know, we can't prove it. You know, it could just been that pareidolia, you know, imagination kind of shit. But true story that, and that's what started coming back to me as well. You know, that kind of stuff. It's like we all camped out over Hall Place one time, yeah, because we heard that there's supposed to be like supernatural stuff going on over there. And we took like blankets, we took sleeping bags. We didn't have no tent, we just took blanket, sleeping bag, coats. And we're sitting there over there one night, and we kind of thought, you know, it's getting a bit late. And we're all laying there, and we could hear all these weird noises. We all shit ourselves, got up, fucking start heading back home. We ended up fucking sleeping in one of the fields at the back of bloody Betsy Hospital, and that was even more fucking creepier. We couldn't go home early because, like, you know, we said to our parents that we're staying at one of their friends' houses, you know. Couldn't, you know, go back home and, like, you know, be there at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning saying, oh, we come home early. We got creeped out because, like, we fucking lied to you. We went to, you know, a so-called place that's supposed to be haunted. And, like, you know, I only went because I didn't believe in that shit. Never did do. I did do a video not long ago, a couple of weeks ago, I think, about me and my sister watching a creepy movie. I think I sold that story about 3 or 4 times. Yeah, me and my sister was left there alone one night. My mum and dad and my other sisters had gone to visit me nan over at Dartford, Temple Hill. And we didn't know what time I was coming back. And me and my sister was sitting there watching this movie. It's one of those ones, you know, a bit creepy about, you know, stalker following someone home and getting into the house. Well, you know, this woman on the movie had, like, I can't remember if she'd coming home from work or something here, and someone followed her home. And she kind of walked in and, like, started doing her stuff, yeah, you know, kind of thing. And she had like a bang on the window. Now, you know, this was on TV, right? And a woman went to look to find out what it was. And at the time that happened on the TV, something really honest and truly banged on their window as well and scared me and my sister. So, you know, we turned the TV off and we kind of like listening. And we heard another kind of knock. My sister's like freaking out, telling me to go and fucking find out what it is. So I've gone in the kitchen, grabbed a fucking like great big carving knife, looking out the windows, couldn't see nothing. So I put the knife back, and then like we had another knock near the back door. So I've run back in there, fucking like grabbed the knife again. I've opened the back door, looked out the side, no one out. Now we've got a pathway, you know, public pathway going around the side. I thought it might have been someone around the back, you know, kind of like fucking around. No one there. I checked the back garden, I checked the shed, checked practically looking in the garage. No, something's on what I missed out on my video, but I kind of like peeked in the window, which our garage had. Looked around the side of the house, you know, I looked out the front of the house, no one there at all. So I've gone in there and I said, there's no one out there. Put the knife back. I've gone back in, carried on watching the film. Now, because of all that commotion here, we'd missed a good proportion of the fucking movie. Somehow on the movie, the guy got in and he was able to like make his way into a closet, and he was watching the woman in her bedroom getting undressed. And would you believe the guy knocked something in the fucking like closet down? Well, where me and my sister was watching the TV, there's a cupboard, right? And in front of the cupboard, you've got the old big fucking like big TVs, you know. It's been like fucking like massive kind of things, yeah. So there's no way anyone could have got in there because my sister was living at the time while I was like looking around outside. But when we got back in, you know, like we turned the TV back on, carried on watching with, you know, this guy had got into this fucking woman's house and he's in the closet and he somehow knocked something down and made a big bang. And just as that happened, something in our fucking spare cupboard fell down the swell at the same time. Scared the shit out of us. Now, we knew that we had like lots of boxes in there, but, you know, they was all like kind of like tidy. They wouldn't falling down. But I had to get up and like grab the fucking carving knife and pull the TV out and open the door slowly. Because you got to open the door and put your hand in to the left to pull the light on, you know, turn the light on. And I'm fucking like shaking, you know, what the fuck? And I pulled the TV out, opened the door, turned the light on, looked in. Nothing in there apart from empty boxes. And nothing that even fallen down. Nothing. So, you know, I turned the light off, put the TV back, and we didn't watch any more of the fucking movie. We just like turned it over and watched something else. And I think my mum and my dad and my sisters came home about 5 minutes later, and I still had the fucking carving knife on the chair in the living room. My mum said, "What the fucking hell was you that here for?" We told her, she goes, "Oh, you stupid sausage, just like imagination. Shouldn't watch these horror fucking movies." So, like, you know, we never watched another horror movie on our own. My mum and dad was out. Fucking creepy, I'll tell you, man. Now, David, though, my mate David Mossy, you know, we used to have arguments and, you know, break up our friendship, but we always got back together. You know, he always loved going down the old motorway, you know, make a cup of tea and have a bacon sandwich or something. And he used to come round, you know, all different times of day and night, you know, especially at night time, being in his home when I'm fucking in bed sleeping. And like, you know, he made me go down the fucking motorway with him. And I had to climb out my bedroom window onto the bird aviary and jump down just to go and get, you know, jump in the car with him and go down the motorway with him. Couldn't go downstairs, so I didn't have my own key. And, you know, I'm sure my parents would be, you know, like going out and opening the front and opening and shutting the back door or the front door. So I always like crept out my fucking bedroom window, which is on the second floor. And, you know, we used to have good laughs, you know, even if we didn't have a car, he used to like save his money up and he used to go for taxi drive rides. And like, he'd make up some excuse with the taxi driver saying, "Oh, he's got a flat tire or something wrong in the car." And he used to get us out of the car and make the taxi driver drive off without us, and we're down this fucking country lane somewhere, you know. And like, you know, they always did come back and like pick us back up, you know, kind of thing. We even done it to my sister Sandra one time. Managed to get her out of the car and like, you know, fucking, I knew what was going to happen. I didn't say nothing to her, but got her out of the car and just fucking drove off. Left her there for 10 minutes. She was screaming, crying her fucking eyes out when we came back and picked her up. So, you know, there was some fun times, you know, and this was like after, you know, we'd left school, you know, kind of thing. So there were some good things, you know, which I'm kind of remembering. There's, but when I got, you know, when I started doing the paranormal, you know, after my dad died, and I started like feeling things and seeing things in my old place when I was still married with the ex-wife. Well, after that, you know, when she left and I got evicted, it wasn't the Croydon Court Hotel, which I thought I was going to, you know, because I heard that was haunted and I wanted to go there. No, not Croydon Court. It was, what's it called? Oh, fucking hell. Can't remember the bloody place in there. Hall Place in Mitcham. I wanted to go there. So I heard it was all haunted. And, but when I got evicted, I ended up at Croydon Court Hotel. Now, I don't know if it's like fate or what, yeah, but been there for several months, nearly a year. I ended up going to a cemetery and breaking my leg. I've told you that story, God knows how many times, about breaking my leg in the cemetery, and I had to get, I told the council, and they moved me to a whole place. And I thought, yes, whole place. And I've got old videos of me, like, with my fucking cast on. Now, I can't remember if while I still had my cast or after I took my cast off myself. I was doing some, like, Ouija boards, because I had the tablet and I didn't have the original, like, cardboard or plastic Ouija boards. I had it on an application, and I think I conjured up, David's spirit, because when David used to be alive, he used to come out in my bedroom and he used to put his hands on my chest and really shake me like fucking crazy, and it really made the bed vibrate. And I always told him I hated that. And that's like, when he was still alive. I'm talking about fucking 30 odd years ago. But when I was in Croydon Court Hotel, when I broke my leg, knowing that whole place, this going back about 10 years ago now, there's a night. I've done, like, ghost box session and, done a video recording and all that kind of shit, yeah. But the day before, I think it was, they bought a brand new bed in for me, because the bed I originally had was like second hand. When you weren't supposed to have a second hand bed, not when you moved in, they had to buy you a new one. And I ended up sleeping on the floor until they actually bought this new bed in. Well, the day they bought the new bed in, I was doing like a little fuck around in my room, thinking nothing of it. Before I just saw a white flash go across my screen again. Didn't think about anything about it, and I went to bed, and I don't know how long I was in bed for, but I woke up as if, like, something disturbed me, and like I could feel like me shaking. And I didn't even think of much about it. I kind of just thought, it's just me having a nightmare or something, a dream. And I've gone back to sleep and it happened again, and this time it was a bit more violent. And I thought, well, maybe it's a spirit, trying to communicate with me. And I'm saying, like, whoever it is, stop fucking doing it, you're scaring the shit out of me. Leave me alone. And I'm laying there and I suddenly fall back to sleep. And it happened a third time, and this time it was even more fucking violent. It was so violent, I did not know until the morning. Like, I'll tell you what happened in the morning. I'm fucking waking up, I'm petrified, I'm fucking doing the prayers, I've got my crucifix out, and I've got my blessed salt out, holy water, I'm dousing myself, I'm fucking faint all over the bed. And I said, please, whoever this is, stop doing it, you're scaring the shit out of me. And in the morning I got up and I looked down, and although it's a brand new fucking bed, it was buggered, it was broken. I thought, what the fuck? Was that a nightmare or what, So I did do a Ouija board a couple of nights later, and I found out through the spirit board, it was my mate David that done it. And he apologised, and I thought, fucking hell. And it only just hit me then and realised that's the kind of thing David used to do. But, although it scared the shit out of me, because it happened 3 times in one night, it pissed me off because it broke a fucking bed. And I had to go down to the main office and say, hey, that bed you bought is like shit, it's broken. It's collapsed on me already. They say, oh, well, we're not going to your new one, you'll have to keep it as it is, put something underneath it, kind of thing, which I like to do. And they never got me a new bed. I had to keep it as it was. I think I had to put like a suitcase underneath it, or some boxes or something, just to hide the bed up. I lost, in that same place, I lost a camera, a brand new camera I went and lost. After having it just about a week, just disappeared. Couldn't find it anywhere. I looked under the bed, I looked in the cupboards, I looked in the bathroom, I looked everywhere. Completely gone. And it never left that room. So where that went, I don't know. Unless someone fucking broke into my room when I was out shopping one particular day and they saw it and they took it, I don't know. But Really weird. I remember when another one which is true. All my stories are true. I don't need to lie to you. You know, this one will. You know, if you ever speak to Simon James again, he'd back me up on this one. I told him about Croydon Cemetery, and I said to him, "There's a way to get in there at night time. You know, you had to like either walk or get a bus to Mitcham Common, walk down two great big massive fields, and walk down around, and you get into the back of the cemetery because there's some like metal bars which is missing, and all you got to do is go for them like missing bars." So we decided to do that, and we went in there, you know, doing ghost boxes and stuff like that, you know, videos and getting a few K2 hits and whatnot. And we got to the middle, but the middle was split into two. You've got like a pathway and two great big gates on each part. So, you know, to go into the second part, you had to go through the gates if they were open, cross the pathway into the second gates. But because they were locked, you know, fucking dark after 9 o'clock or whatever time it was at night time, we could only do the one section. And we was near that particular area. And Simon thought he had to do a particular section of that area. And I said, "Well, don't split up in case anything happens." He goes, "No, yeah, I'll be here." Well, I tell you, I don't know what happened to Simon that night, but he fucking shit himself. No, he heard something rustling in the bushes, and he said he saw fucking pair of red eyes, and it scared the shit out of him. So, you know, once he told me that, I thought, yeah, we got to get out of here. You know, because we might have conjured something up, you know, it could have been just an animal with red eyes, you know, kind of thing, but it shit him out. I know it did. And I don't know, it's before then, but we did Mitcham Common. We did a laser grid experiment over there. I took some photos and we saw this fucking great big white light coming out of the lake going up into the sky. What caused that, we don't know. It wasn't a helicopter, nothing like that around us at that time. So we would have caught it on video. But we caught like a white light coming out of the lake, Mitcham Common Lake, Seven Islands. And as we was closing down, I was doing the closing down prayer, but Simon had the ghost box on. And Simon goes, "How is Steve going to end this prayer?" And you had like a angelic musical voice going, "Amen." And it said that just as I went to say amen. He goes, "Did you hear that, Steve?" I said, "No." He goes, "It just fucking said amen as you went to say it." So that was kind of crazy. But some of this stuff I remember from like a few years back, you know, when Simon James came down. There's so many not doing nothing now. You know, Simon doesn't do paranormal anymore. You know, he's got kids. He said he don't want, you know, it affecting his kids, which I can understand. You know, Aaron, he don't do it anymore. He's had 2 near-death experiences himself. I did ask him, you know, did he see anything, you know, on the first time? And, you know, he didn't really want to talk about it. He said, "Look, all I say is blackness." And, you know, like, he don't want to think about it. So that's why Aaron doesn't do paranormal. Simon don't do it because he's got no intention of doing it because, like, you know, he's got kids now. Now, if I go down to Kent to visit my mum and sister, I know Warren would still take me up to Jordan's Wood, you know, and do like a little investigation up there, probably with my other nephew Simon, maybe. I don't think Aaron would do it. If he does, you know, kind of thing, but I don't know. I keep meaning to go down there actually, but you know, things just like, you know, change, you know, you want to do it, but things happen and you either forget about it or you can't get down there because, like, you know, unexpected things, illness or other things happening. So at the moment, I know that we're not actually getting nothing in here. I will start doing some cemetery stuff again this year. When, I don't know yet. But I keep saying about this school, I've got permission to do, but I've got to get more equipment. I've got to get new batteries and camcorders. I need some IR lights. I need some camera stands. Once I've got those, then I can make an arrangement. And I could use some of these Wi-Fi cameras as well, take with me, and just get that connected up to a tablet. I need a tablet. I need a Windows tablet, unless I take my laptop. But my laptop's kind of like slow and sluggish at the moment. And I've got no way of putting Windows back on it if I format it. But yeah, that's it really. Boring. Been on a couple of hours anyway, so. Well, I do hope to do that school, before, what is it now, March, April, before June. So I just need to get the money together to buy some more, not action cam, but, camcorder batteries. I want to get the longer length ones, which last up to like 300 minutes. Get a couple of those each for each camera. I need to get some batteries in my other camera. I've got a UV camera here. This one, which I want to take with us. I need to find a charger for this. And I know I've got extra battery for this one. But if they work or not, that's another matter. I'll probably take some ghost blocks. Well, take a ghost box with me. I want to take stuff with me, but I don't want to take a lot of stuff, but I don't know how big the school is. And I don't know if they say, well, I can do like a quick preview of it, before I actually do the main one. But I know my daughter Jessica wants to be there. And I think some of the staff wants to be there as well, because they want to get the answers. The only reason why they've asked me, because they've heard voices, they've seen shadows. The phone just keeps ringing through the intercom every time I pick it up. There's no one there on the other side. I think it's probably like, because it's a school, it could be like a spirit of a child, but each time it could be like something menacing. Could have been something that died there. God knows how long ago. Don't know what it used to be like on that land before school. Don't know how old the school is. But they did send me a couple of videos with one of the staff members walking through and, showing me roughly what was going on with the phone system. The person who sent me the videos was really scared. I think they'll be glad when I go there. They've not had anyone go there before, I don't think. Plus, my daughter knows someone who did the Wimbledon Theatre, and that's supposed to be fucking haunted. And I'd like to get in there as well, but I'd have to go with the group who originally done it if they was to go back there. And if they'd let me go there or not, I don't know. That's the only thing I've got planned. It's the school for now. I'll probably go and do some cemetery stuff, maybe sometime. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to take a camera, video, EVP, maybe an EMF meter, and that's it. All right, I'm going to shoot off. Getting a bit tired. I'll be on Saturday with Rose if she comes on. She said 9 o'clock. I didn't realise it was meant to be 9 o'clock, but I was having dinner around about 9 o'clock. I had to sort a few other things out. So And she's doing her own streaming away now, so I'm just gonna go and watch a couple of YouTube videos or Netflix videos and call it quits for the night. Try to get some decent sleep. Need to take fucking shitload of medication as well before I go to bed. Got about 6 different tablets I've got to take each fucking night. When you've got mental health issues and you've got all this fucking medical problems, you've got to take your medication, haven't you? As long as you don't take too much or too little, you take, what's prescribed to you. No, I did sort out down here. I know it doesn't look it, but that is a bit more tidier than it was the other day. And I've got like several hard drives down there, set of hard drives. I'm going to try to start going through those and see if there's any more old files I can upload to this channel. So I know that, I did stuff offline before. I never got time to upload them, or I forgot to upload them. So you might see some of the old file videos coming back on here. So if you want to watch them, you watch them. If you don't, then you don't have to. And I don't know why that's gone like that. See that? It's got to play, and I've not even touched that. As it was probably recorded something, it's telling me to play it. But it's not actually playing back a recorded segment. Usually you get like a spin, like a little spinning dial kind of thing. And I have to refresh it up here, because it just like goes offline. So I did find another one. I've got like another 3 of these. Well, I had 3 of these other cameras, like these white ones. You can see that one. Oh, where the fuck is it? Where are you? They're showing that end. Oh, I can't. I'll just get one off the fucking wall, off the shelf over here. I found 3 more of these. Like I say, a couple of these were given me to Rose, but they're still locked on her old email account. So 2 of these ain't no good. But I did find one down the back over there. And although it has a little bit of a power problem, but when it does connect, it actually worked. So I have now got 5 of them working. We can only have it as a 4 screen. So if I want to do a hallway overnight one, I can only have it on 1 camera. If I want to do like, just one other one, so I can just say it. Say I want to do just the living room one. All I do is click on the living room. Now it's like 1 camera. Or if I want to do like one of the 2 bedrooms, I've got 2 bedroom ones in here. One over the back there. One over the back. And one in front of me, which is there. Just down here kind of thing. So, I can use that one. And I can have that one brought over here facing the altar. The other one I've got is the black one, which is on. I've got to go into BlueStacks. You've been fed. BlueStacks. Come on. Click on that one. See, these other cameras, I can only have one on at a time. I can't find a way of doing all 3 at the same time. and it is running a bit slower when I've got the other 4 cameras running. So I can't have the other 4 cameras running if I'm running this one. But I've got the new black one, Wi-Fi one, just up there above me there. I did have that on the other night actually. Then I've got one in the kitchen. I've got one of each in the kitchen. That one's more of a distant view. And then I've got the one in the living room next to the white camera, which you know about. So I've got 3 of those. I did order a 4th one, but it didn't turn up on that day, which it's supposed to. It turned up yesterday, but I've not set it up because I don't want to actually set that one up. So I don't want to register it to my router account. Don't know what I'm now. But I don't know how to actually like add that connect to my router account because I'm hoping to use these black Wi-Fi cameras at the school when I do it. But yeah, I've got one over at the back there. That's bedroom camera 2. Bedroom camera 1, which is in front of me there. The living room, which is next to the white camera, gives you the same kind of view, but this one's a bit more zoomed in, and I can't zoom it out. I can zoom in, but I can't zoom out. Now I've got the kitchen. In the hallway. I was thinking of trying to move the kitchen one up to a shelf so it can give more kind of like depth, I suppose, because that is too close up. And so I can't kind of like zoom out on that one anymore. I can only zoom in, not out. So if I put it up on the other camera, if I put that camera up on the other shelf, it probably might look a little bit more further away. But it might not, I don't know until I test it. I have got an external camera cable through it, but I've not tried it yet. So I keep forgetting. But I can either have one camera running during the night or I might have all 4, I don't know. But if I've got all 4 running, sometimes it starts like spinning around and disconnects the camera. Sometimes the camera will come back on by itself, sometimes it stays offline. I did a video last week actually, made it running, facing the mirror, and it recorded for about an hour. Then it just went offline, and the next 3 hours were completely just like offline camera kind of light screen. So, right. So hopefully we probably do a stream Saturday with Rose. I'm not sure if I'm going on her stream or she's coming on my stream. Let's sort that out on the day. We could have done it tonight, but I don't think she was feeling too good. No, I wasn't feeling too good myself, but I didn't want to let her down. But I did say the other day, I know she's going to turn around and say she can't do it. But we're going to try to do it Saturday anyway. Right, everyone. Catch you all later. Have a good one. Bye for now. See you the weekend.